All right, guys, so the hire has finally been made, the hiring of our offensive coordinator. Finally, I'm not going to lie, I was getting a little worried. Now I'll go ahead and bury the lead. John DeFilippo, former offensive coordinator of the Vikings, and preceding that, he was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. He has been hired as the Jaguars offensive coordinator. So it's a good hire. And I'm not going to lie, as time was going on, I was getting a little bit worried that nobody was going to want the offensive coordinator spot and that we're going to have to wind up hiring like Scott Milanovic, the guy who took over after Nate Hackett got fired. But, you know, this was good. I mean, we've had guys in and out of the building like Todd Monken and Bevel were a couple of names that were being thrown out there most of the time. We also had a little bit of a late surge when Gary Kubiak got thrown into the mix. Mike McCoy was supposed to visit the Jaguars state to interview for the offensive coordinator position, so he could end up being the Jaguars quarterback coach. We'll see with that, but you know, the Jaguars hired John DeFilippo, and he's seen around the league as a pretty good offensive coordinator, a pretty good football mind. He's a pretty young dude. He's only 40 years old. He actually started off in the NFL as under Tom Coughlin. He was some kind of graduate coach or whatever an entry level coaching position was. He started off under Tom Coughlin for that. And, you know, last year he actually got fired mid-season from the Vikings for, apparently he was passing the ball too much. I believe they passed the ball at about like 67% of the time. So, I mean, a lot of that was just due to the fact that the run game over there wasn't working. I mean, with Dalvin Cook starting out the year really injured and also their offensive line just not doing good. He passed the ball a little bit too much. So, you know, this is a good hire, man. Hopefully, you know, we'll see what kind of quarterback we bring in free agency. I know a lot of people were kind of hinting at Nick Foles, just because of the former Eagles connection. I'm not too sure yet. I mean, with the direction of our offense, that's the big discussion, man. I mean, you know, you would think we'd bring in a guy that likes to ground and pound the ball because that seems to be all what you know, Doug Marrone and Tom Coughlin are about. But hopefully we, you know, reinvent our offense a little bit and go back to the 21st century instead of playing 1975 football, just ground and pound. And I'll be interested to see, just because, you know, there's a few different things we can do. I mean, you know, if you go out and get a guy like Dwayne Haskins in a draft, then you're going to be maybe running a lot of 11 personnel with one tight end, one running back, and you're trying to set up the pass to the play action. Or, you know, maybe they get a guy like Kyler Murray and they want to spread things out a bit. It'll be really interesting to see like what the Jaguars offense does look like, but it's a good hire. I'm glad we got him. I was very worried that, you know, with just how unattractive the Jags offensive coordinator spot at least seems to be from the outside when you look at it. You have no quarterback. You have really just a lack of good skill position players. You have what could be a lame duck head coach. It was kind of a rough situation, but we got it good with John DeFilippo. He's going to be the offense coordinator, and I think today at 3:00 p.m. Eastern time, Doug Marrone's going to be discussing some of the coaching hires. So this is good news. This is good news. We got a guy that's very well respected around the league. He obviously was an offensive coordinator when he led the Eagles over to the Super Bowl. He wasn't a play caller at the time. Doug Marrone was calling plays, but he was calling plays last year for the Vikings before getting fired for just, you know, they didn't think the run game was effective enough and he was calling too many pass plays. So, you know, we'll be tracking to see how he does, and I am excited about this hire. It's a good hire for the team, and we now have a new offense coordinator. We don't have to worry about that anymore, because as the days were going on, I was getting more and more worried. So, thank you guys all for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think of the hire. Leave a drop down below. Subscribe to the channel. Almost at 5K subscribers, guys. Almost there. Help me get there. All right, guys, I'm out.